Okay, so for this lesson we're going to be doing two-point perspective and kind of finishing up an existing drawing. This is a rendering of an original drawing done by Frank Lloyd Wright, a famous architect. And so we're going to kind of complete this to kind of work on how it kind of works, how two-point perspective works in a practical sort of a sense. To help, we have a reference photo for everyone. And then there's also a kind of a starting point, so we know where to begin and remind ourselves about two-point perspective. Notice we have vanishing points here on the left and then one on the right, and we're going to use those in our construction of this sort of a thing. This is probably the best way to start. I find that it's kind of, if you start kind of in the what's closest to you and work your way back, a lot of times that's a little bit easier, and building on the different parts of it. So, without any further ado, let's go ahead and add some features to this thing. Remember, it's mostly going to be, these are all cube-shaped. They're just kind of stacked on each other in different sorts of ways on those. And so, I'm going to start out by drawing this brick piece that's down here at the bottom. It looks like it might have a little bit of a ziggy-zaggy sort of a thing happening there. But let's start out with our central line. What I want you to do is I just want you to look at what's there and kind of draw the boxes that are there. And so notice that this line is pretty close to this one. And so we're going to take that off of the bottom. And so just underneath, let's say that it starts, let's say about right there. It is up a little ways. And so we're going to draw a vertical line down. Like that. And then we're going to use our vanishing points, right? Now this one goes back here, and it kind of disappears into some of the rock, which is what Frank Lloyd Wright is kind of famous for on that. And then this part here is going to go back this way, and it's going to come at least to the edge right here before it does any really ziggy-zaggy sort of a thing on those. And then the bottom, this is kind of interesting, like right here, the line we have where we don't really see much of this is because this rock formation here is just a little bit above that. And so we don't actually see the bottom of this too much. So let's just do this. Let's go ahead and take this and put down the backside one, which was right about even with the back wall there. And we'll take it down to about this level here. And then this one here is going to go vertically down as well, like that. Now this one is more or less, it's going to be kind of a straight line here between here. I'm just going to put a kind of a little bit of a light line in like that. And because this one is kind of, you know, they have rocks that kind of come up, and then they might have another section that's a little here. And so you have these little rock pieces going across. It's more or less a straight line, but it does cover up the sections of the bottom of this box that we have here. And we'll do some erasing in just a second. And then this guy actually starts coming up a little bit. And up here. And then these ones here, you can just put some little downward pieces to make it look a little bit more like what we have going on. It's cool they have a waterfall here. I suppose we could put the waterfall coming in here. This one doesn't have anything to do with the perspective, but it's kind of cool nonetheless on those. And so that would be our waterfall piece here, and then it has pieces that are flowing down like that. Okay, so that's kind of something that we didn't really need to do right away. It's not much about the drawing, but it gives some sort of character. Okay, so the next part is this interior part right here. That's covered up, so we can't see that anymore. So I do need to erase that. I'm going to grab my kneaded eraser here, take care of that little piece. And so this we can erase out. Now, later on, we can put in the brick texture if we want to finish out our drawing. But let's worry about just getting the cubes in place first. Okay, and so that's erased that a little bit more, a little better there. So that's that brick portion that sits on the bottom there. Now it does have some supports that are coming out here. I'm not as concerned about those for right now. If you want, the tops of them are this vanishing point here. And let's just say that they're, looks like they're coming maybe right there like that, where one is, and then the other one is over here like that, and then this angle here is the front like that, and then they just have, let's put a little bit of a down like that. And so these ones are in a random diagonal sort of a thing. They come down here to the ground, and so they go that way, right? And then the sides of them kind of just come back and curve down like that. This one comes across, and then this is the bottom of it, curving back like that. If you want to put those in. Let's make this one the same direction as this guy, and then curve back down and in for support. That's vanishing point. This part curve back down and in for support. Kind of like that. That's pretty cool. Okay, I kind of got sidetracked, wasn't really interested in that. I'm going to work my way up. Let's go to this box right here. And so this cube, let's see, it looks to me like there's about the center, so it's over about right here. Let's make that one going up. And we'll always start from the, that's too tall. Start from the edge, right? And then it goes back to the vanishing point. We've got to make sure the height of it is such that it goes back and is hidden behind this thing right here. So let's make that go here like that. And then the front of it goes back like this to this vanishing point. And let's say about right there. And let's draw a vertical down. Sweet. Okay. And then on top of that, directly on top of that, we have the sticky outy part right here. And so that's going to come out on the same angle right here for a little bit, like that. And then it's going to come out on this side. Notice it ends right with that other part. So it comes out over here. This part is right there. And so it sticks out about that much. And now we'll build it up. So from this corner, we have to have a vertical. And let's say that it's about that tall. These two look about the same height, so maybe use this as a reference for about the height we're looking for. And then we also need an up back over here. I'll draw that a little lighter. And it looks to me like that's going to go about here. So that means let's do this side first. So this needs to be just a little taller than this bottom piece over here. So I'm going to need to have that up about here. Okay? And so I'm going to start here, and it's going to go back. How far? We're going to lose it. Oh no, we do lose it behind that bottom piece. So let's lose it back here. That goes and disappears about right there. Sorry, gang. And then this side, vanishing point over here. Erase the little pieces that stick up, like that. Okie dokie. And then we have a little triangle, a little rectangle that sticks out to the side here. This little piece that's right there, let's put that in. Let's put it about just lower middle. And so it's sticking out here like this a little bit. It has some thickness to it, like that. and then there's the bottom of that edge right there, like that. This piece goes back to this vanishing point, like that. Now, it does have little pieces in here that you segment out. You can see them right there. This is just the basic structure of the whole roof part. So I'm not going to put that in yet. On the other side, we have a similar sort of thing just right at the edge over here. So this one is going to come up. It's going to stick out here, not quite all the way there. Hold that still. Go up a little bit, and like that. And so this is connected there. There's a little bit of a vertical right there. And then this piece is going back towards this vanishing point here and here. Once again, that has a little bit of some things here. You'll notice there's also some vertical lines that you can be putting in this location if you want. And so we've kind of built here. We didn't put it in the staircase on that one. I'm not too concerned about that. Okay, so we have, next thing that I'm thinking about is this piece that kind of sticks up like this. It's kind of a chimney, and I'm going to make it about right here. So let's go here. I think it sits kind of on this edge. Where is it in a relationship to this back corner? Okay, it looks like this is the back corner here, right there, and it's in front of it a little bit, so I'm going to say about right here. And so let's go up like that, and then we need to decide on the width. Okay, that's the center piece right there, and so the width piece is going to be, looks like it comes to be just back from here. So that's that piece. And so let's draw the vanishing points for it. And let's say that the overall thing sticks up about this high. And let's say that it goes back into space over here. This way over here. Now this, we might make it eventually shorter on those, depending on what the little features we have in here. Okay. Now there's another piece of this one. I'm thinking about these brick things here. That piece sticks up and then goes back, and then this piece up and then goes back again, something along those lines. And so let's decide that this piece is about right there, and that is right about at the end of this one. So it's going to go out, let's say, right about here. It's just going to go out a little bit, and then this corner back here is going to be covered up. Okay, and so I'm not worried about drawing that in there quite yet. I'm not going to draw that in there. And then we're going to have a vertical that comes down here, and so it's behind some trees and some other things that are back over here. And then the top part of that is going to be vanishing point here. Now we're getting really close to the vanishing point here, so this angle is getting much more dramatic than what we have here. The vanishing points on this guy are probably about maybe out over here, and this one is going to be off the page over to this side. Okay, so this one is going back into space over here, something like that. And let's decide that it goes about this far back. Gotta make sure I'm making my line straight. And let's say that it goes down, too big, Rich. Okay, about right, around, I like that. And goes down here behind some trees and bushes and all that sort of a thing. Okay, if it's helpful to do this, I'll just put this in lightly. Okay, this one back over here, I got a little crooked on some of my lines, but that's okay. That line is, so you can see it a little bit better, right? Okay, so other things, there's a little almost an open area in through here. It's a little bit lower, so let's say that it comes out about there. I'm going to say that I'm going to draw a light line like this, just so I can put it in there. I'm going to draw a light line like this, just so I know how far to make it. Okay, so now this piece is going to come down like this. It disappears behind the trees. This piece over here is going to come down like that. So those are my hard lines. Now I wanted to get this portion in so I could put these lines in right here. This is the top of that, unless I want that a little lower than that part. I'm going to make that right here. Is going to go out like this. So this is going to stick up just a little bit more of a dramatic angle, and then from this corner on up here like that. And then that gives me where the vertical going down is. And so this little stuff inside here, this is the part that we don't see. It's covered up. And like I said, this has some vegetation on it. And then this part was coming down, say, into there, like that. And so we have vegetation and that sort of thing. Now there's a little roofy section on that, little roof. And so let's take that one out and say that it comes out to here. And then let's say it goes out to here on this side, and it's going to come back in, and it's got to go all the way to here, because the back side of the roof is going to go there. Now you'll notice on this one, I'm seeing up under this a lot more than I am seeing up under on this one, on that. And then as this one connects with the wall here, it goes like that. And then it does have some thickness, so we have some little verticals, little verticals, little verticals, and like that. And then like that. And so that's this little portion right here. This is that part where you just drew that's kind of sticking out a little bit, right? Now, within there, you see that they have windows and different things happening along those lines, which is kind of cool. Let's go ahead and put in this little bit of a roof right here that we see. Then we can add maybe some of those cool little boxy things on over there. And so this one, where does it start? So it starts from right in here somewhere, right? It's connected to this guy. Let's say that it starts about right here, okay? And it's going to go out from this vanishing point here, like this. And from our perspective, it looks like it's a little bit shallow. We need to make it just on top of this thing. It kind of comes in and disappears on this particular awning. Let's pull this back a little bit so it doesn't go out too terribly far. It does go on top of this other roof section here. So let's make it right here. And it goes back there and it vanishes back underneath there. So let's erase that little part right there. And the cool thing is it has a little bit of a vertical. The little teeny verticals, sometimes it's just easier to draw them like that. And so then this is going to be the tippy top of that little roof piece, and it goes to there. And then this one is going to go right like that. Okay, so how much of what do we see under here? And so now this part here where it connects has to go back this way, right? So it's going to come back like this, and it's going to stop right there. And then it's going to follow this piece along its edge and go like that. And then it's going to go back into space over here like this. Oops, don't break your pencil. Now I got to come in and erase the parts we don't see. We don't see this line. And we don't see this part. We also don't see it on that other part right there, because it's a roof piece, and so the rest of it's behind it. So I had to erase a few things, right, to get where I could make this back. Let's bring the hard line in again, like that, like that. Hey, stop it. And then this one over here. And then we had ourselves a vertical right here. Let's take this one now and re-emphasize that. You should probably draw really light and then come back in, and you can make your lines a lot harder, a lot more finished. Like that. And so that's the basic structure that you see in here, right? From there, we can come back and we can put it, you know, like there's a little bit of value application underneath, right? There's the brick texture coming back over this location on these two parts here. There's the windows up under here. There's the open spaces over here, also doing the vanishing point with those. Now, as far as running off the page and other things like that, we did have there's a little box sitting right on this surface here, and so let's decide where that is. Let's put that in just because we want to, and let's say that it starts right there. That's where it connects to the wall. Then it sticks out a little bit, and then it's let's make it about that big, and so it sticks out a little bit like that, and it has itself a vertical. Then it goes back to vanishing point here. It's really close to vanishing point, so it's really dramatic. It really shoots back like this, and this line you're barely going to be able to see it, like that. And then we need to decide how long it is. And then it's coming back into the wall. How far though? Well, it comes back in right here, like this. And erasing time again. And so that's the basic structure I have. It looks like there might be something just kind of going off the page over there underneath it. If you want to draw that in, that would do something like this. Start at the same point as this one did, and it was just going off the page. And then let's say it's down here a little bit, hiding behind the trees a little. And then you wouldn't see the back side over here. However big it is, you'd probably see the bottom of that walkway or to the garage or wherever. It comes out from behind the trees. This one comes out from behind the trees. This part over here comes out from behind the trees. So that's just kind of going off into space. These are my trees. Okay, and so that's my preliminary drawing for getting all the pieces established in there on what we're looking for on our initial construction. You can put in more detail on those. That would be grand, which would make it look even better. But that's the basic setup, the basic look we're looking for this particular drawing.